Imagine a prison where once you enter, the outside world will forget your name. Where you don't even have a chance to talk to your family, let alone see their faces. Where 150 people live in a small classroom, crammed with the same number of boys. Yes, there is such a hellish reality in El Salvador. Its name is Sikut, one of the most terrible prisons in the world. This impenetrable fortress was built in less than a year in 2022 on the orders of President Nayib Bukele. And the purpose of its construction is one: to silence the most dangerous gang members of El Salvador forever. In just 16 months, more than 70,000 people have been arrested, which is about 2% of the adult population of this small country. Now the question is how terrible Sikut really is. Let's find out all the shocking information about this prison that will make your hair stand on end. Sikut is not just a prison. It is like an impenetrable fortress of fear. Spread over 410 acres, this prison is divided into 8 huge modules. Surrounded by skyscraper walls and barbed wire. Armed guards monitor 24 hours a day from 19 watchtowers. And the most terrifying thing is the electric fence. 15,000 volts of electricity are constantly flowing through each wire. If someone hangs, death is certain. Not only that, a 2-kilometer area is covered with signal jackets, meaning no phones, no communication, nothing is possible. This prison was built in secret at record speed and was launched from the first day to suppress the biggest crime in Latin American history. Its goal was to completely control not only the body but also the mind so that it could be imprisoned. Now let's go inside this terrible prison. Every prisoner in Sikut is stripped of his name and identity. They are given a white uniform, a pair of shorts, slippers, a belt. Nothing more. No mattress, no pillow. Let alone personal belongings. Just a cold slab of iron and 100 other horrible people all around. One boy can hold up to 150 prisoners. That's smaller than a school classroom. There's very little ventilation. Hot air blows all the time. And the beds are iron cots arranged up to 4 stories high. There's no contact with the outside world. No visits, no letters, no news from home. Most prisoners have no idea what's really going on outside the concrete walls. And their families don't even know where their loved ones have been taken. Daily life is even more terrifying. The prisoners are locked up in cramped quarters for 23 hours a day. They are allowed out for 1 hour a week. That too for exercise and religious instruction. But even that 1 hour is under guard and camera surveillance. There is no field, just a small cement yard surrounded by high walls greater than food as pulses, rice and a dish called bread or tortilla which is eaten sitting on the floor with bare hands. No meat, no protein, no plate, no spoon, nothing. Food is poured into bowls and put in through the door, so malnutrition is very common here. Some people lose up to 10 kilograms of weight in just a few weeks. Cleanliness is zero. There is no shower. Just 1 barrel in each cell. That is for everything. Drinking water, washing hands and face, bathing, everything has to be done with this one water. There is no soap, no toothpaste. There is only 1 toilet for 80 people. There is no privacy. The air is heavy with sweat, garbage and human levels. There is practically no ventilation. Diseases spread very quickly. Now let's know the most terrifying part of the prison, which is called the isolation cell. If you break any rules here, you are sent to the isolation block. But this is no ordinary prison. It is like a device to erase your sense of smell. The isolation module is in a separate section. You have to enter through 3 levels of security doors. Soundproof, sealed and monitored at all times. There is no light, no sound, no human contact. Food is inserted through a gap. Just a cement slab and a hole in the floor. No books, no mattresses, just empty space and silence. Some spend up to 15 days in complete darkness. The results are horrific. After a few days, confusion and hallucinations begin. People scream into the void. They walk around until their feet blister or talk to themselves. Some bang their heads against the walls. Others become completely silent. One former prisoner described it as a living burial. But the most amazing thing about this prison is the identity of those who are held here. Gang members from MS-13 and Barrio 18 are held here. Their bodies are covered in tattoos. Numbers, teardrops, skulls, images of the devil, their faces, chests and even their eyelids. These tattoos are deliberately kept visible. There is no way to cover them up. Just white shorts and slippers. The body is exposed to the enemy and the guards. But this is done intentionally. Because it reminds the prisoners of who they really are and who is roaming around them. Now let's talk about one of the most terrifying prisoners. Who is called Psycho. A gang leader who can't even remember how many people he's killed. In the outside world, he was a terror. But here, he's just a number. Once, I had the chance to talk to him for 10 minutes while he was handcuffed. He slowly tells me that this is the end of my story. I've done things that can't be taken back. Now, this prison is my fate. The pressure of pain was clear in his eyes. There is no difference between day and night here. It's as if time has stopped. He also says that here, you sleep but you don't rest. You feed your mouth but you don't fill your stomach. You live but you don't call it survival. When asked if he has a message for the other gang members on the street, he says without a moment's hesitation that they think gangs mean power, respect and money. But in the end, it will all end here. This dark boy where no one will even remember your name, you will end up in this hell. His hands were shaking in silence, whispering, we thought we were here but that was wrong. We walked the streets like kings but here we don't even have the right to speak. People were afraid of us. God considered us. Now we are just shadows whose existence the world has forgotten. At the end of his work the question was what scares him the most. Psycho looked at the wall and said, waking up tomorrow morning. Because tomorrow will be like today. The day after tomorrow will be like that. The day after that will be the same. There is no change, no end. Just the same cold, the silence, the same darkness, the same emptiness for a lifetime. But even after all this brutality, one question remains. Is this prison really working? Yes, after Bocal's crackdown, El Salvador's murder rate, which was 104 per 100,000 people in 2015, has dropped to just 2 in 2023. The transformation is historic. The streets where gangs once ruled now echo with the sound of children's laughter. Tourism has increased, and businessmen no longer have to pay extortion money. Children are playing outside again. It seems that complete peace has returned to El Salvador.